construction disarray. I'll send teams.
Hey, what is up everyone? The LDB is back at it again, coming at you today with my perfect Unbreakable Nomad build for TU6. And it's kind of scary how much this build actually does remind me of Nomad from the Division 1. You can get your armor up really nice, keep your armor up no problem, as well as have some really nice DPS attached to it as well. I hope you all enjoy and find this video helpful. If you do, please feel free to do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe for future content. If you are new to the channel, make sure you got that notification bell on. We also have that join button available, and feel free to drop a comment down there below letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, as well as if you have any questions. So let's get into it. Alright everyone, so here we go. First things first, I'm actually going to be using the Gunner Specialist. I know that might come as a surprise to some people. I know it's not everybody's favorite at the moment, but I think this synergizes the best with the build, and I will show you exactly why. This talent right here is probably the prime reason why I'm using the Gunner, but there is a few other perks to this. This one right here, killing enemies grants 10% armor. That is a huge thing on this build. We're going to be stacking armor on a kill, and that's going to push it 10% more. Gotta love that. As well as hardened armor kits. Armor kits repair 100% and grant 50% bonus armor for 10 seconds. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I don't like armor kits. I'm not a fan of them. I mean, I really just don't use them unless I'm using this build. And reason being is if you get your armor knocked down, you know, say halfway, use an armor kit. It gives you 100% of your armor back plus 50% on top of it on a build that we're going to be stacking a nice amount of armor, and this is going to definitely push that a whole lot. You know, it's almost like cheating. I mean, you can use this when 10% of your armor is gone and then pop this and then you get an extra 50%. You can just run out there and face tank for a minute. It works out really, really nice. Definitely try this one out. Now, other than that, we also have Coupler. Every third reload is 50% faster, and for someone like me that just instinctively reloads every 2 seconds, this definitely helps me out a lot. We also have those riot foam grenades. I've spoke about these in other videos. Probably one of my favorites. If you know that somebody is going to be coming out of a certain door or enemies are going to be coming from a certain direction, get ready with one of these, put them in their lap, you know, freeze them for a minute, and you can really do some damage, mow them down very efficiently, and you know, just keep on going. Gotta love those. As well as emplacement, 20% weapon handling while not moving. Need to be motionless for 1 second. So basically just stand still, get into cover, and don't move back and forth. 20% weapon handling. And when you're using an AK like I am for your primary, this definitely will come in handy. So other than that, I mean, I know there are some other nice talents on this tree, but those are the main ones that I'm going for. So now let's go on to the build. Alright everyone, and here it is. As you can see, we have 3 reds, 14 blue, and 0 yellow. Our armor is sitting at 360,000, our health is 84,000, and our primary weapon, the Black Market AKM, the per bullet damage is 24.4. And when we compare that to the Eagle Bearer sitting at 24 flat, I'd say that's doing pretty good. It's the first time I've had a different assault rifle be higher than the Eagle Bearer per bullet, and you know, I'm not even worried about it because this build is all about getting armor any way that you can, any extra armor, little bits here and there, and these two actually synergize great, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. But first, I wanted to just point out a couple things. The chest piece that I'm using is a Badger chest piece with perfect Unbreakable on it. It only comes on Badger, so all you have to do to get this chest piece is essentially target Badger on your map, go farm that area or that mission, and you will get it. I got it literally the first public execution that I went to that was in a Badger area, and you know, I couldn't be happier, honestly. So let's get into the build itself. Alright everyone, so first let's take a look at these weapons, since they do actually play a little bit of a role in how this build works, and then we will go on to the gear pieces individually. Now my primary weapon here is a Black Market AKM. Like I said before, we are hitting at 24.4 per bullet. That's pretty good, especially when you compare it to a P416. We're hitting for 18.4. Yes, we have a little bit of an RPM buff, but at the same time, that 24.4 I think is definitely where it's at, and we have 60 in the mag, so definitely not mad about that. Now moving on to the talents here, we have Optimist. weapon damage is increased by 3% for every 10% ammo missing from the magazine. And the reason I went with Optimist over Ranger is simply because lately with this build I've been doing a little bit more face tanking, being a little bit more aggressive, and therefore range is not really that big of a difference. It's not going to make that big of a difference. So Optimist, I just went with that, and it's been working out great. Try out different things and see what works best for you. We also have extra on here, 20% magazine capacity, gotta love that. And we have protected reload. This is where it gets interesting, right here. Protected reload. While equipped, this weapon grants 10% bonus armor while reloading. So 10% of your bonus armor would be 36,000 armor. That's actually a nice little chunk, right? That's not too bad. Now it gets even better when you pair it with the Eagle Bearer. We have the holstered talent down here. Gain 10% bonus armor while firing your current weapon. So, with the Eagle Bearer as my secondary, doing less damage, I get this as the holstered talent, and it is amazing. So, while I'm shooting, no matter what, as long as I'm firing my weapon, 10% bonus armor, and then when I reload my weapon, I get 10% bonus armor. And in between, they stack for just a split second. It's a beautiful thing. Definitely try this out and let me know how this works for you. If you don't have an Eagle Bearer, don't feel too bad. You could always go with a Chatterbox and get that RPM buff. You could always go with a Nemesis, get the headshot buff, or Merciless and get some explosive damage. Whatever you want to do. But overall, if you have an Eagle Bearer, try and put it in the secondary slot and see what happens. Just saying, try that out for sure. Now back to the AK. The mods that we have on here. The Hollow Sight gives me 8% damage to elites. We have the extended mag there, plus 20 rounds. We have the laser pointer, 5% crit chance, and we have the muzzle brake giving us 5% damage to elites. So those are the weapons overall. Now let's get on to the gear pieces themselves. Alright everyone, so here we go. First, let's start off with the mask here. It is Badger Tough. We have the 2-piece active giving me 7% damage to elites and 15% armor on a kill. Now if you remember, we are also using the Gunner Specialist giving us another 10%, bringing us to a grand total of 25% armor on a kill. You gotta love that on a perfectly unbreakable build. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Any way that you can boost that armor back and get that armor back, so therefore you can kind of save that unbreakable for the really nitty-gritty times, is definitely how to go with it. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working out awesome. This piece right here has some health on a kill, and 47% damage to elites on it. I wish I could get that big dog, 52% or whatever, I can get as far as damage to elites. I got a 48% the other day. I really didn't want to waste it on this one and just opt out for a +1. I'll save it for another build, but I really need, some good vibes sent my way so I could find one of those, 50+% or damage to elite masks. That would definitely make my day. So other than that, moving on to the chest piece. Alright everyone, so the chest piece that I'm going with here today is the named Badger Tough 0F's high-end chest piece. Gotta love this chest piece right here. If we take a look at this talent down here, we have Perfectly Unbreakable. It's the only place where we can get it. If you're looking for this chest piece, simply go out and farm wherever Badger is located. I got it the first time I went out and farmed for it, literally the first time, and it's amazing. This is the same one that I got the first time. I've got another one over here, as well as a few others that I've dismantled. Point being, they drop pretty easily, at least for me, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem getting one. Now this one right here, the only thing I would change on this is if I could keep that nice weapon damage roll, have a decent 23,000 armor on there, and then go ahead and put on something like this right here, 23% total armor. Can you imagine that? I mean, that'd be absolutely insane how much armor we would have, but again, I'm going more for the DPS side of it. So that is how you get the chest. That is what the chest does. Definitely try it out. Go out and get one. It won't take you long at all. Now, as far as the mods go, I have an offensive mod slot that is open because I need to stay 3 or less reds, and that is because I will lose 15% weapon damage if I don't, and I'll show you why in just a moment. Now, as far as the blue mod, we have some armor, 1.5% health, and 4.5% total armor, so not too bad right there. Now, moving on to the holster. Alright, so for the holster, nothing special here, just the basic Fenris holster here giving us 10% assault rifle damage. We have some health on a kill with Devastating, giving us that 5% weapon damage. Pretty straightforward on that. Now, if you wanted to, if you're an LMG guy, you could always put some Petrov gear here, as long as it corresponds with your gloves, and then you could use it with the LMG, and believe me, it works out very nice that way. So if you're an LMG guy, try that out. So on to the next. Okay, so the knee pads that I'm going to be using are Guard. I have the 2-piece active, giving me that plus 5% total armor, which is very helpful on this build, as well as 20% hazard protection. I mean, you can't go wrong with that extra hazard protection because that's just going to help you retain that much more of your armor and your health. I mean, just that little bit can really push you a long way. Now, as far as the attributes go, we have 12% total armor on there. Gotta love that. Nice big 12%er on there, as well as patience. After being in cover 5 seconds, armor repairs 5% every 1 second. So we're getting our armor back from all these different angles. We have our armor on a kill, we have patience, we have, well, 2 armor bars to go through because we have perfectly unbreakable, and we have the protected reload, so while we're transitioning, so on and so forth. You can see this is all just synergizing very nice, and I'm very happy with how it's coming together. Now, as far as the mods go, we have one mod that has armor, total armor, and armor on a kill. And we have another mod that has armor, explosive resistance, which not really the best of things. I wish it was armor on a kill. But we also have another 3.5% total armor down there as well. So, other than that, moving on to the gloves. Alrighty, so the gloves that I'm going to be using are Araldi. I have the 1-piece active, you know, this 1 piece. Get that 10% accuracy, but hey, that accuracy with that AK definitely help you out. I'm telling you right now. We have 11% assault rifle damage as well as compensated. Weapon damage is increased by 10% when your crit hit chance is below 20%. So as long as it's not a crit build, you'll be able to get that extra 10% weapon damage. This used to be 15, I'm pretty sure. But either way, an extra 10% with 11% assault rifle damage with some accuracy. You see where we're going here. You see where we're going. So, on to the backpack. Okay, so on to the backpack. It is also Guard. I have a pretty good one here, I think. It's not too bad. We have that 18.5% total armor. I'm pretty sure that's going to help a little bit. We got 22,000 health, and we also have 10,000 armor on there as well. The only thing this backpack is missing is another weapon damage roll, right? But if I put another red on here, I'm going to lose out on the 10% weapon damage on compensated from the gloves. And I've tried it a whole bunch of different ways, trying to mix match it back and forth to get it to be above what compensated would be, and it just isn't. So I stuck with compensated. That's the highest I could get the weapon damage up, and you know, left all these big blue rolls on here, and it's been working out fine. Now, moving on to the talents here, we have hard hitting, 25% damage to elites, as well as safeguard. I think safeguard is definitely underrated. I really recommend you try this one out. Killing a target grants 150% bonus to repairing and healing effects for 5 seconds. This can occur once every 20 seconds, so you can proc this all the time, and when you do get this to proc, just drop that chem bomb and watch what happens. You get your armor, starts flying back. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. I love this talent, and I think more people should try and use it. So other than that, moving on to the mods. Again, I have another offensive mod right here, okay? And again, like I said, I tried putting more reds on the build before and getting rid of compensated, all that, and it just doesn't work out. It does not get, I cannot get it higher than when it has compensated. I don't know what the deal is, but other than that, the defensive mod we have on there gives us some more armor, some total armor, as well as some health regen. So nothing too crazy, pretty straightforward on that. So overall, that is the build, guys. I'm going to be going with a chem launcher as well as a reviver hive in case I do go down. Well, that's a third life you got then. You know what I mean? This is awesome. I absolutely love this build, and I really, really recommend that you try it out. So before we go ahead and take off, let's just take a look at the stat sheet, and I will see you on the next one. Alright everyone, so before we go ahead and sign off, let's just do a quick little recap here on the stat sheet. The weapon talents that we're going with are Optimist, Extra, Protected Reload, we have that Protected Fire. Again, try that Protected Reload and Protected Fire together. I'm telling you that is really nice to use. I'm telling you that those two right there, they synergize awesome. We have Optimist, we have Extra, all the good ones, right? Now moving on to the weapon stats, we're sitting at 24.4 per bullet. Gotta love that. That's hitting pretty nice for an assault rifle. We have 5% crit chance, 25% crit hit damage. I know that's nothing really crazy, but focusing on weapon damage and damage to elites. We have some headshot damage. The range on the AK is actually 31 meters. That's better than the P4. So, hey, I'm liking that. Now, the reload time, 2.7 seconds. We have some accuracy on there as well. Now, moving on to offense, we have 28.5% all weapon damage bonus, as well as 36% assault rifle damage bonus. So we're doing pretty good right there. And if we take a look down there at our damage to elites, we're at 92%. So anything with a yellow bar, we're smacking them pretty hard. And we've got a whole lot of armor to back it up. I'm loving this build, guys. I'm loving it. Definitely try this one out. Now, as far as the geared talents go, pretty straightforward. We got hard-hitting, safeguard, perfectly unbreakable. Yes. Compensated, patience, devastating. I mean, those all just line up. Awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it, guys. Now, as far as the gear brands that are involved, we got Badger Tough, Gila, Araldi, and Fenris. That's all that's made up of. Nothing crazy. Nothing too nuts at all. Now, as far as the armor goes, we are at 360,000. Our armor on a kill is 92,000, guys. 92,000 every time you put someone down. So you can see, if you take out 1 or 2 NPCs, your armor is going to come flying back. I love it. I love it. I love it. Our max health is 84,000, and we have 11,000 health on a kill. Almost 12,000. So not too bad. Not too bad. Our health regeneration, 45,000. Moving on to, we got some explosive resistance, pulse resistance, etc. Hazard protection, 20%. So we know that's 20% across the board down there. As far as the skills go, again, I'm going with a Hive and a Chem Launcher, so nothing too crazy on those, and I don't think the Dark Zone perks really matter on PvE build. So other than that, guys, I think that is about it. That should wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the build. This has been really fun playing with, and I hope you try it out for yourself. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my perfect Unbreakable Nomad build for TU6. I've been having a blast with this build. As you can see, we get more than 1 life, having that 100% armor come back once a minute. That's absolutely amazing, on top of all of the armor on a kill that we're going to get, and the DPS that we have. I mean, all in all, I've been having so much fun with this, and I really highly recommend you guys try it out as well. So as always, if you enjoy and find these videos helpful, definitely smash that like button, subscribe for future content. If you are new to the channel, make sure you got that notification bell on, and go ahead and drop a comment down there below letting everybody know what you're thinking about this, or if you have any questions. So until next time, guys, I hope you take it easy. I will see you then. Later.